Hey everybody, thank you for coming over to Court Addict with ATX Alli. We're doing this over on this channel to do something different. We're trying to build up this channel some, trying to see what we can do over here. Also, this channel's monetized, so that would be that's always better. Put some money in Allie's pocket, that way she can go visit Houston more often. Yep, Linus, I literally just tossed the dog. I told Allie I was going to toss it like I was just using a prop.
And he did. He used it like he was playing football and drop kicked it and got 3 points.
Absolutely. At least I didn't
Field
bring.
goal.
At least I didn't bring the kitten. I'm probably going to call it. I'm probably going to call it Kitten Biggin. Hold on a second.
There you go.
Hold on a second. Emily, do you say something? Oh, okay. No, the dog looked up whenever I mentioned the kitten.
It was like, don't even utter that
Yep.
thing's name while I'm in the room.
It's still
I'm not ready for it yet.
right. She's still trying to figure it out. She doesn't understand why a 6-week-old cat is her boss now, and so
Right, exactly.
But
They rule everything.
hey, Throw the Goat, Eduardo, Nancy, thank you so much for being over here. KK, Emily.
Hi, David.
Hey, David. We're going to do a Court Addict. Allie's going to introduce the clip, and then we're going to jump into the clip. It's a different one from court, but it's got a lot to do with what ends up in court. Hey, Idaho.
Yeah.
Idaho made it.
Hey, Idaho.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So what we want to do is, even though the title is Court Addict, everything ends up in court, and I don't necessarily want to focus just on court, although that's what I like. I don't mind going over like body cam footage, which is what we're going to watch today. If you guys even have suggestions of like, oh, I wonder what Allie's take is this, I don't necessarily want it to turn into what other channels do, where I just want to go based off what people send me. But if there's a very specific one that you're like, wow, I really think this fits into her wheelhouse, send it to me. I'd love to look at it, and maybe we'll end up using it and talking about it. And I'm always up for private conversations. We added over in Discord, in the American Courts Discord, we have added a tab specifically for Court Addict. So that's where I want you guys to post any questions, any comments, any feedback, any ideas. And hold on a second. And then, yeah. Sorry, my computer is being stupid. But yeah, so we've got a separate tab over there in American Courts Discord for Court Addicts. Go ahead and post any questions or concerns or feedback, anything over there. That's where we're going to continue the conversation from what we see here. So if you saw it, if you're a replay crew and you really wanted to talk more about it, feel free to jump into Discord and leave something in there, and we'll talk about it. I'll see it and respond and all that fun stuff. The clip that we're going to watch today, I watched it several days ago, maybe a week ago. This week has flown by. And I remembered that it is a mother at Walmart. And I remember the title being something kind of clickbaity, like she uses her kids to shoplift. And while the kids were present, I wouldn't say she used them to shoplift. It's not really that kind of clip. Anyways, I thought it was interesting. Like I said, I don't remember 100% of what it is, but I think drugs are involved. How it relates to me is back when I was in active addiction, I shoplifted a lot. And most of it wasn't necessarily, well, I hate saying it wasn't my choice when everything is obviously my choice. But I was put in a situation where I only knew one person. I only had one dealer, and he would be like, if you don't go do this for me, I'm not going to sell you any drugs. And that's, almost a death sentence sort of. So I didn't do that. I hated it. I've never done it since. Got arrested for it. Hated it. Yeah. So that's the clip. Sorry, I kind of went into too much and rambled, but that's what we're going to watch.
Hey, sorry, Gina and Maiko and the ones that it didn't redirect over. I don't know. Thursday night I tried to do a raid for Jen Hardy, and it wouldn't let me raid her channel. So I don't know what the hell goes on. YouTube is its own little monster. So I wonder
if it won't let you redirect to your own channel. I mean, because I have no idea. I don't know anything about YouTube.
It did for some people, but it didn't for others. So I don't know. I don't know.
If you're here, I'm glad you're here. Let's get into it. Should be fun.
Right. Oh, absolutely. So with this one here, I watched just a little bit of it, and I watched enough of it to almost cause a little bit of issues. So let's see where we go there.
All right, cool.
Hey, I wanted to make sure I mentioned to everybody that this is someone else's channel. It's I'm not going to be one to steal people's videos. So this is at a matter of crime, and if you go to YouTube / a matter of crimes, for some reason they put an S on it, but it may have been just to get the number. But look, make sure you go and check out these channels. Make sure you subscribe or like, or at least watch the video. We don't want to take away from them. We want to promote them. They're the ones that created that content, and we want to make absolutely sure that they get credit for it. So that's my disclaimer there. So we're going to jump into the video. Allie, just let me know when you need me to stop.
All right, sounds good.
Oh my, just don't have my oh my God, I didn't steal anything.
So you weren't bagging the stuff up in the toy section?
No.
Okay, we're all gonna go to the security office right now.
Don't put me in handcuffs.
Do you remember wanting something so badly as a kid that it was all you could think about? That one toy you couldn't have, but it felt like it was made just for you? Now, imagine this. Instead of hearing, "Not today," your mom says, "Go ahead, pick whatever you want, and we don't even have to pay." Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, that's exactly what happened in today's episode. A mother took her 5-year-old daughter on a shoplifting spree, letting her pick out all the toys she wanted. Here's what happened next.
So first I'm going to ask, that's an AI voice, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because
Yeah,
I was going
it's
to
an
say
AI voice.
either that or that guy's got all the narrating jobs.
No, it's an AI voice. And I kind of, like I said, I think that was a little clickbaity. Like, what they just described, I didn't really get the feeling that's exactly what went down, but it is what it is.
Yeah, but these are the videos that get 1 million or more views. You know,
Right.
I shared one with Linus earlier. It was with Judge Fleischer on the thumbnail of it. It was a Judge Fleischer video, and
Mhm.
I think that it was talking about him going crazy on somebody or him doing, losing his mind or something crazy, and it irritates the hell out of me because of what it does. Now, most of us got a personal investment into Judge Fleischer. A lot of us have, grown to learn him a little bit better and understand him a little bit better than some of the judges. But hell, they're all people. And like this woman right here, let's just say she figured it out. Let's just say she gets her life right. We don't even know what happened, but let's just say she gets everything right. This video is never going to go away. It's never going to go
Exactly.
away. That little 5-year-old kid is going to be 10 and 15 and remember their debut on YouTube.
Yeah.
And so luckily enough, we got it. It's blurred on their faces, but Linus, this is
And we don't see the kids too much. Like they don't focus on the kid too much in this video. It's not one of those types of videos, thank goodness. So don't worry about that, guys.
Yeah, but we're gonna jump into that. But just be patient with it and understand that this lady, she's got to be fully responsible for what she did. She did her own mess, but let's assume 5 years from now she's got her life together. This is never going to go away from her. Look, I'm glad whenever I was a kid, you had to pay money to get film developed. I'm glad you couldn't just take a damn picture and see it on the internet. You had to work to get it on the internet. I remember when everybody was talking about anything you do on the internet is going to stay there forever. Well, I still can't find my damn MySpace. I don't know what the hell happened to it. I had a lot of stuff on MySpace. And so, but
I don't even remember. I did, but
let's jump into this one.
Eat already. Oh my God, I didn't steal anything. My car, then look for my receipt. I dropped it. I've already been to this aisle. I didn't steal. I'm here all the time.
Okay, where's your receipt?
I dropped it then. I didn't steal anything.
So you weren't bagging the stuff up in the toy section?
No.
Then what, I guess I was imagining things then.
Yeah, you were. I was not.
All right, just hang tight. So, why don't we go into the security office and
Let me put my daughter in the car then.
Huh?
Let me just put her in the car.
No. Okay, we're all gonna go to the security office right now and review the footage.
I'm not sitting in front of my kid.
Okay. Stop.
Please don't put me in handcuffs. Okay, don't put me in handcuffs. Don't put me in handcuffs.
Stop.
Okay, don't put me in handcuffs. Please.
Stop.
Okay, don't put me in handcuffs.
I will put you in handcuffs because you're not listening. You're walking away from me.
I'm not.
I'm detaining you right now.
I'll give you my. I'll buy it again. I have my debit card. bought that, and I will give you my debit card.
Please don't put my mom in jail. Please. Please, officer. Please, officer. Please don't put my mom in jail.
Please,
All right.
go and I'll walk out.
No.
Please?
We're going to the security office right now.
Okay.
So we can review. It's okay, sweetie. Naples 5 Car 11, 1 to 10.
Can I at least pay for it again?
Right now? No.
Yeah, why? I've already paid for it. I've already paid for it. Sir, I paid for it.
We'll see.
Okay, but I've been in here twice today. Please let me pay for it again then. I have money.
We're going to watch the video.
Okay, and then what?
And then if you concealed stuff without paying for it, then you're probably going to go to jail.
But I have the money for it.
It doesn't matter. The crime was already committed. Come on, sweetie.
Sure, but I'll pay for it. I have to
It's
pay
a little
for it
late.
again.
It's too late for that.
Come on, look what you're doing to my kid. Can I please just...
Yes.
Can I just pay for whatever you're thinking I took?
No, it's too late.
No, it's not. Please.
Stop.
Why are you
Just
being
stop.
so mean? I'm not moving
Have a
from you,
seat.
but you need to let go
Have
of
a
my
seat.
arm.
Please.
Have a seat with mommy.
I don't want mommy to go to jail.
I'm not, because I already bought this stuff. I bought those 2 things earlier.
Basta, forget the kid. It's gonna be a lot.
It's not a lot. I have the receipt.
Okay, mommy, I don't want you to go to jail.
I have the receipt.
Where's
It's
the
not
receipt?
there.
Where's
it,
the-
it was in the bag, dude. It's not in my
Sit down. Calm down.
body. That's not
Well, then,
fair.
if it's in the bag, then we'll find it. Sit down. Calm down.
That's not
Sit
fair.
down.
I didn't steal anything. I didn't steal anything, dude.
Who is this?
My husband.
My wife in there?
You have a
Do
little
you have the other receipt? Do you have the other receipt to show them? Please.
What's going on?
Where's my mommy?
So, your wife...
Thank you, David. Thank you, and thank you, Vicky.
Thank you, David. Thank you so much, guys. Vicky, awesome for becoming a member. David, thank you so much. That's really sweet. I don't think you can get. It depends on the channel. I'm responding specifically to Idaho. I don't think on iPads or iPhones, only certain channels you're allowed to do the join button. Otherwise, you got to do it from a PC or an Android device. I think. I don't know 100%.
You can do it from a MacBook. You just got to do it from the browser. You
Gotcha.
You got to do it from the browser. What it is, anything you do through an Apple takes 30%, and Google doesn't want Apple to take 30% because Google takes another 30 to 40%, and so they just make it difficult. But Idaho, if you jump over to it on a browser or something, they will make sure to hook you up with it. But thank you guys so much. We really do appreciate it. We're gonna get back in this one. It's still got another 10 minutes to go on it.
Yeah, let's
We believe that your wife has concealed items.
Okay.
I gave her a
Okay.
gift card.
Okay, calm down. She's being detained right now. We're going to review the video.
Okay.
Okay? Do you have a receipt for the items?
Yeah.
Is she-
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Is-
no, I
do
gave
you
her
have
a
another
gift. I gave
receipt?
her a gift card.
I understand. But do you have a receipt for the toys and stuff that she had?
Yeah.
Oh, I have no idea. I gave her-
Okay.
My mommy.
So,
Whatever it is, I'll buy it.
just hang tight. Sweetie. Sweetie, you can come out with your daddy. Here.
Got the receipt for those other things. I had it in a bag. I'll pay for it.
Here's the receipt that he has.
There's another one.
Is there a fire 43?
Guys, I promise. this. There's another receipt.
Unless something else happens there, I kind of got a feeling like the husband knew and he kind of, made it out to the parking lot first. I'm just going to speculate there.
Yeah, I have no idea. He seemed like he didn't know, so I'm not 100% sure on that, but let's keep watching and we'll get it all out. There's a lot.
Look, if my wife disappeared in Walmart, I'd go looking around the store. I wouldn't go to the security office looking for her.
Yeah, and he gave her a gift card. So that's one of the reasons he's really wondering why is she being taken back for theft if I gave her a gift card to pay for it. So I don't know. Anyways, let's keep watching. We'll find out.
No, absolutely. But if she's doing something stupid like doing drugs without her husband knowing,
exactly
stuff behind his back, she has to find a way to hide money.
Right, and I'll touch on all of that when we get to the end.
Okay, got you. We got an exciting story coming up. Let's see.
Yeah. Let's go. Blanket.
I'm guessing this is your personal blanket.
Yes, and her stuff is in here.
Okay.
Where's her ID? I don't have it. It's in my car. Did she at least have her baby and her toys that she carries with her? And
yes, we'll give them to you. Relax. Calm down.
Sir, I already bought that other stuff, okay? I swear I did. Here's my gift. There's my gift.
Calm down. Sit down.
Sit down. It's right there. There's my gift.
What's your last name? Middle initial? Huh? Middle initial? I mean,
Just,
you not have to. I gave her a gift card.
I understand. Give us a minute. We're going to review the video. Okay? Just give us a minute. Okay?
I'm going to take them to the car.
Is there a
Yeah, this little thing right here.
I was going to the register. You get my phone. I have the money right there. I have the money. Please give me a chance to pay for it.
It's too late for that.
No, sir, please don't take me to jail. Stupid friggin' squishmallows. I was going to pay for them.
You just admitted you were going to pay for them. You just admitted that.
I already had paid. There's my gift card.
There's this right here. Meet me in AP, please.
Just squishmallows, guys. I was going to the register.
That's funny. I'm going to the register.
Please.
Frank, can you copy?
How am I going to be accused of something I didn't do? I didn't steal all that stuff. I have a receipt,
Relax.
sir.
Calm down.
No, I'm not calm down. You did that in front of my kid. I have the receipt for the other things.
I'm going to set the key card at 29 for you.
Go for it.
I'm not going to press my promise. I didn't. I won't. Please.
Naples 5 Charlie. Naples 5 Charlie 11, 65 by 29 by number.
Whatever you want. I have money.
Hey. This is the third witness.
All right. I pull the pallet.
Close the door really quick.
I pull the pallet. I pull the pallet. When somebody is taking. That's what I see. But I thought she would pay for it, though. That's it. Because I thought she would the key.
I'm sorry. I don't know.
Just like when you pull pallet, this is somebody.
Just type a statement. No, that's all.
Please.
I'm a lunch, so should I just?
What's it, man?
Take me to jail. I already bought the other things. Please. You guys are happy about some squishmallows?
Maybe I'm never happy about.
I know, but I paid for the other things. Can I please go home?
What time did you pay for?
I was here at like 1:26. We came back to get those for the kids.
Sit.
I didn't steal any of them.
Can you just Mirandize her? Because she's just...
Hmm?
Can you just Mirandize her?
Yeah,
She
no.
just keeps...
No, I'll stop then. I'll stop. Can I go home now?
You have my
So, we start at lunch after the statement, okay?
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to have a lawyer and have him present with you while you are being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any questioning. If you decide to answer any questions without a lawyer present, you have the right to stop answering at any time until you talk to a lawyer. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't get bonded out right away?
Yeah. Unless you're a convicted felon.
Yeah, I am.
Well, then no.
Why are you guys arresting me? Over a squishmallow? Why are you arresting me?
For
Over
theft.
a squishmallow that I was going to pay for? Alright.
You didn't pay for it.
It's alright, it's alright. My mom's an attorney. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Got both your names. How was that
Because
legal?
you can't walk out of the store with
Well,
merchandise.
I apologize, and I was coming right back. I wasn't trying to.
And when they were trying to stop you, and I pulled up in front of
Because he
you.
tried to grab me. Nobody's going to grab me. I was going to my car. How are you going to arrest me for this?
Because you passed all points of sale
But I was
without
just
paying
going
for
back
it.
to get my card out of my
Then you
car.
should have left the cart.
Then I apologize with her.
So, give me.
I shouldn't be arrested for this. I was getting my other money out of my car. Are you giving me another charge? Maybe 50. People killing each other here in Naples and worry about me going to get another car. I have plenty of money. I don't need to be freaking accused of theft.
It's going to be at
More money than you guys
5012
do.
Catalina Port, 5012 Catalina Port, 3084.
This is these are the
I tried to-
confirmed items.
We don't know what. We know this.
What is it?
We know
Can I at
this
least
is
have my
yes.
debit card back?
All of
My
this?
money?
All this is stolen. We gotta figure this out. I'm 99% sure it's stolen.
It's not.
The story she just told me, but and I was there.
No, it's not though. So you're gonna take my items too? Are you serious? Where's my debit card that I had? My gift card that you guys took?
Can you sit down?
Yeah, but it has $186 on it. That's not fair. I'm being accused of stealing and you're gonna take my gift card? You guys have to understand.
This is your copy.
I'm giving my stuff to my husband.
Yes. Okay. Relax.
No, I'm pissed off. I didn't steal
I understand.
I am stealing.
Let's stop yelling at me.
More money. I have $186 on here. I went to the car. Come on, man.
All right, before we go, hold on.
Is this
I'm gonna-
the first?
Yes. And that blanket and the ID.
Please, let me just give it. Can I please talk to my kids?
Hey.
Please, I didn't steal anything. I was going out to my car. Please. Please. Stop. I'm sorry.
Put your-
sorry,
no,
sorry,
get-
sorry.
Put it down.
No, that's.
I didn't steal anything. Oh my
Give me
God.
your hand.
Alright, I'm gonna go get a receipt. All of this is stolen. We have to.
No, it's not.
We just see you on video without grabbing that wagon.
Oh my God. No, it was not. I'm not running. I'm not pulling from.
Yo, I'm trying to direct you
Well,
where
I'm
you
trying
need to
get my
go.
husband the keys.
I'll give it to him. Stand over there. Go over there. I'll give it to him in a second. I gotta put
No
this
worries.
stuff down.
Oh, search me all you want. I love you. Please call the husband now.
You want your phone to go with you?
Yeah. What? All right, tell him I love him, Carl.
Do you want him to have this?
Yeah, it's got all the money on it. Baby, call all out. EMS is coming because I'm starting to detoxing off my Suboxone.
All right, turn around. Widen your stance.
You don't need to kick me.
I didn't kick you.
Yeah, you did.
The suspect was charged with felony grand theft, and it turns out she was already on probation for a previous charge. This incident caused a probation violation, which ultimately led to her serving 365 days in county jail. Do you think she learned her lesson? Drop your comments below and don't forget to subscribe.
Hey everybody, make sure to check out the link for this video, and make sure to go over and check those people out. They put time and effort into the video. We don't want to steal their video. We want to talk about it
Yeah.
and make sure to give them
They
credit
did a
for it.
they absolutely did a fantastic job. Please go give them some love, throw them a like. That they did a great
I'm gonna
job
address
putting that
Star
together.
first. Hey Star, welcome to the channel. I haven't seen your picture before, but I have an issue with it to a point. I have an issue with the sheriff's office being Walmart's private security. I have an issue with all of those things. I want to know if Walmart, if they've ever been wrong about someone stealing, if they get in trouble for it, because the police take their word for it. Now, to their defense, 99% of the time they're right. The person has stolen something. But I can assure you, if my wife was ever put in handcuffs for anything, I'm going to lose my mind, because I know my wife wouldn't do something like that.
Right.
I think it's a situational thing. Everyone's going to act different, but I know my wife. I know my wife's integrity. I know my wife wouldn't do anything. And so, if she were to be put in handcuffs, I'd probably go crazy by that. What are you thinking, Alli?
So yeah, I mean, Star, I'm super glad that you came in and joined us. This is a new thing we're doing. The point of this channel is to talk about court things. This isn't necessarily court related. It'll get there. Court, law related, and then that might have an addiction aspect to it. I am a recovering addict. I was on heroin for ever, like 7 years, something crazy. I've been clean for 3.5 years. So I'm going to look at this video from my perspective, because I've been this woman. I don't have kids, but I don't know anything about this woman. So I'm not going to judge her. I'm going to say, if this was me and I was her and I was being arrested for this, I can tell you probably what led me to that situation. If I was stealing Squishmallows with my kid, obviously that's terrible. Like, having your kid do it, making them think it's okay, bringing them into that world is unacceptable in any form. She had a gift card. She had a gift card with lots of money on it. Obviously, she had the money to pay for this. So the question I'm asking is, why didn't she? Well, she's got her husband there. I think something was mentioned somewhere uh, about that she was on Suboxone too. So it sounded like she kind of had a history with addiction. If that were me, the reason I would be doing that is because my husband doesn't know that I have an addiction, and I need to figure out a way to funnel money away from him without him knowing. So if I go and say, "Oh, I bought this with the gift card," I don't have that gift card anymore, and then I go take that gift card and trade it for heroin to my dealer, then my husband never knew that there was any exchange of funds, and I can keep it under the radar. That's exactly what I did. So that's kind of the weird slant I have looking at this, is that's kind of what I think she may have been trying to do. I also, when I was stealing for the purposes of stealing to get drugs, I did the same thing she did. And I was like, okay, I'm going to push my card out of here. I'm going to look fine. And if they stop me, I'm going to say, "Oh, I've just been through so much today. My mom just died, and I just got this phone call, and I'm scattered, and I was walking out to, and I didn't realize I was walking out because I was just so focused on this phone call, and I have money to pay. Let's go turn around and pay for it," and hope that that would get me out of trouble. And obviously that doesn't work. They've heard it before. But back then I thought I was genius, and that was a super smart plan, and I would get out from anything. So.
Yeah, and I know Walmart's got the technology where they can tell, because I've been distracted, and I've in other words, like I've walked out. I think I walked out of Home Depot a week or two ago, buying a bunch of little things that were $1.50, $2 each, and I think I went to buy four. I went to buy four, and I think I paid for three, and I got out in the parking lot and I saw it, and I was like, "Oh shoot, let me go back." And they don't,
Right.
in the end, you're more of a nuisance when you walk back in and tell them the stupid story. But hell, I'm shaking in my boots, because I'm like, I don't want to go to jail over $1.50.
See, and I used to think the way she did too. Like, if you go back and bag everything up, and then security sees you walking out the door with things in bags, they think, "Oh, it got bagged up. That means they had to go through checkout, so they've paid for it." That's the way I thought. Obviously, that's not true. The the loss prevention people there have their eyes on you from the second you get in. Like
Well,
they know your car when you pull into the parking lot. If it's somebody that they know that you're a constant problem, as soon as you pull into the parking lot at Walmart, they know you're there.
right, and they have the technology they have whenever you walk around and you see yourself on camera. They have technology that's looking at how you're how you're moving around and how you're looking. They can tell the people that are scoping out the cameras. And Star, no one thinks you're approving her behavior. I'm right there with you on the problem of law enforcement. I think every time we give up a right, we're never going to see it again. I don't know what the right answer is. All I know is I hate how heavy-handed they are from the beginning. They're taking that employee from Walmart's word over everything until that they gather the proof, their evidence gathering portion. But I don't know what the answer. What do you do? Just say, okay, lady, you hang around and we'll come back to you later if you stole something.
No, it's the Chili De Castro method. Let's throw Velcro air tags on them and then let them have 14 days to get their affairs in order before you can arrest them. Doesn't that sound logical to everybody?
I don't know what the hell you're saying.
Doing that. You don't know what that is?
No.
Chili De Castro, like the biggest frauditor on the planet.
Yeah, I know.
So his solution is that instead of arresting people, that they should throw an air tag on them. And with facial recognition being everywhere these days, they should have no problem being able to know where you are at all times with the air tag, and that give you 14 days to get your affairs in order before you can be arrested or be put in jail.
I can't find half the stuff that I've got air tags on in my own house.
But that's seriously his solution. That's what he thinks that we should do, that we should have air tags. Like we don't have GPS monitors already that people cut off all the time.
Yeah.
And
I understand the point of no stealing, but Walmart has an obligation in this too. Walmart has a part of this, in other words, I get that they, I get that they have the right to not have their stuff stolen, and it's a crime if you have your stuff stolen. But look, I think this lady's completely wrong. I think she stole it. I think there's no doubt in my mind that she stole it. I think there's no doubt in my mind she was, either one, she was trying to save money for something else, or two, she was just thinking, this is just how she lives her life. But
right. I agree. I do think that there's something probably nefarious. Like I see this, and I see so much of myself when I was in addiction. That's why I sent it to you. I was just like, I would love to review this to show people this is exactly the shit I used to pull back then. And yeah, it's not a good look. It's not a good look.
Right.
And to do it with her kid. And who knows if she told her kid, like she could have told her kid, pick out whatever you want. I don't know if the kid necessarily knew she was going to be stealing it. I don't think she was necessarily using the kid to steal it. But
that kid's moral compass.
I just don't know.
That kid's moral compass is so screwed up now probably for the rest of her life.
Oh, right. Absolutely. The kid doesn't have the intelligence or maturity to recognize what's going on. Now all they see is the cops are taking her mom away, and that means bad things, and that could have a horrible traumatic effect on her for the rest of her life. She could never trust cops again, and not for any fault of the cops or herself, but just because she's so young and witnessing that and going through that. It's just horrible.
And there's
thank you, David.
Thank you, David.
David just came through. Addiction doesn't care. The difference between getting food to survive and getting a Squishmallow is quite a gap. Yep, absolutely. Like I didn't spend anything I didn't have to when I was in addiction. Like, no. Yeah.
And she's absolutely talking too much. If the police knocked on my door right now and accused me of, setting half the town on fire, there's no way in the world I'm going to go, no, I didn't. Nope. Lawyer.
Yeah.
Because I don't believe they'd come knocking on my door unless they thought they had something on me. And, I'm certainly not smart enough to out-talk them. They're going to get it. And like with this one here, Star, they didn't arrest her until they actually put her in handcuffs and turned her around. Now, to me or you, we get in handcuffs and we're arrested, but the legal term is detained. Oh, we're just detained. We're just investigating a crime. And, that slaps in the face of innocent until proven guilty because, in handcuffs, you damn sure feel guilty for it. But there's no other way. You can't just let people do whatever they're going to do. You just can't let people go everywhere. I hate it because, mom's never going to be the same. Little girl's never going to be the same. And, there's
And
no
she
way.
lost her mom for a year. Her mom was in jail for a year after that, like Star pointed out. It's a great point, Star.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, she's gone for a year after that. And when she comes out from jail, who knows? Like, we don't know. I don't have the court case to follow up. I'm sorry. I wish I did, guys. And I didn't look into it farther either because I hate kind of doing that cyber stalking thing at this point. But who knows if she got treatment in jail? Like, jail's just as bad as the streets as far as getting access to drugs. She could come out of jail. Now she's got that on her record. She was just gone from her kid for a year, and she could still come out just as bad as when she went in.
yeah. And my son, it's I hate spreading his business, but it's educational at this point. He was able to do meth twice while he was in jail, and I'm just in the end he wasn't connected. His parents sent him way too much money for commissary, and that probably gave him a little access to something he shouldn't have had. But it's not like he was connected, to people in there. But he was able to pull it off twice. Now he wasn't even a meth user, but he was still an addict. And at that point, it was just he just wanted something. He just
It
wanted
was just
something,
something.
just something to change the day. And so it's kind of goofy.
Yeah.
No, absolutely, Star. If you're innocent, asking for a lawyer. If you're guilty, you're asking for a lawyer. Absolutely. But the police want to make it seem like you asking for a lawyer is an admission of guilt. The police want to, because their job is to investigate, and they know they can manipulate behavior. And so I couldn't be a police officer. I couldn't be a police officer because there's no way I'm not going to make biased judgments. There's no way I'm not going to stereotype everybody. If I saw someone acting like me, I'm going to put them in handcuffs because I don't like how suspicious they're being.
Right.
And so,
and when I absolutely respect the hell out of the cops. I could no way do that job. I think that there are way more good cops than there are bad. I don't think they ever really want to arrest somebody. That's more paperwork and work for them. Like all the body worn cams I've seen, or not all, but most of them are them trying to give the person so many opportunities to not get arrested. And of course, there's a bad one out there. That's with every group of people. But the one time I got arrested was for shoplifting, and I thought that they were going to take me in the back and tell me that I was trespassed and never to come back. I did not think they were going to call the cops. I didn't have my ID with me. It was in the car, and they wouldn't let me go out to the car and get my ID for obvious reasons. And so their policy was, if you don't have your ID, then we have to call the cops. So they had to call the cops. Cops came out. They asked me, how did I remove the security tags? And all the while saying, if you cooperate, it'll be easier for you. You always hear that. And I told them I had this little, really powerful magnet. That's all you needed to remove the security tags. They're really hard to find. You can't find them strong enough anymore. And I showed them that. I was like, this removes the magnetic part of the security tags every time. And because of that, I was taken to jail as opposed to being just given a ticket and a court date.
I was going to say,
because I told them I used the magnet. It was using like a tool during the commission of a. It wasn't a felony. It was a misdemeanor. It was not a lot of money. It was like $100 worth of stuff.
Funny, listen to dumb Alli telling the police everything they need to know to arrest her.
Right, and I'm thinking, okay, cooperate, and it's going to go good for me. And that was the reason I was put in cuffs and let out of there, as opposed to getting a ticket. And I was like, okay, and they did not Mirandize me. I was never Mirandized.
Well, because that's a silly thing that TV puts out, is that every time you get arrested, they're going to Mirandize you. They only Mirandize you when they're having to ask you questions. But if you gave up everything, you gave it up.
Right. And I didn't know anything back then. I obviously know a lot more, but back then I was really dumb. So
right.
Yeah, I love the cops, but yeah, they're not there to necessarily be on your side.
Yeah.
And it's nothing personal. That's just the nature of the business.
I don't know that I love the cops. I respect what they have to do. I don't think they have to do it the way they do it. And like Victoria's saying, there's good and bad in all professions. Yeah, there's good and bad in all professions. I think cops are like with every job. With my job, I show up, I do what I have to do, and I go home. I think cops do the same thing. I do believe in what I'm doing at work, but some days I'm just doing what I have to do to get through the day. and I believe some police officers do what they just have to do to get through the day. And and that job is not good enough to just do what you have to get through the day. That job is you have to go in every day, making that vow to be better, to be better. We put so much trust in police officers. If a police officer shoots someone, we're supposed to give them the benefit of the doubt. We're supposed to, just really sit back and, basically wait for proof that they did something wrong. But if the police arrest someone and bring someone in saying, oh, they shot someone, we automatically assume, yeah, they must have shot them. They must have done it because they said so. Now, I'm not talking trash about police officers. They see the garbage in their own departments. They see the ones that get run off. And so,
Right.
But hey, Amanda,
I think you're just nice to them. Yeah. Hi, Amanda. I saw you came in. So glad you were able to make it. But yeah, no, if you're cool to cops, they're usually cool to you. Like, it's just kind of the general, like, with everybody. Anybody you're cool to, they're usually going to be cool back to you. Sometimes you run into an asshole. That's life.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to make sure everybody knows I love you, Rebecca. Thank you so much. I loved your comments there. And Jennifer, let me know. Were you the one with me and Fozzie and everybody was talking with in Kathy's Discord this morning? I think you were. I think you got a different name on Discord. I'm almost certain of it. I felt like you were the one we were talking with this morning. But Idaho Wiggle saying the only time he was arrested was for no insurance, something he didn't take care of. Yeah, that's a pain. Alli got a ticket the other day. The police.
No, I did not. I got pulled over. I did not get a ticket.
Okay. So
no,
when
yeah,
Alli,
I did.
I
got pulled over.
When Alli gets her failure to appear. When Alli gets a failure to appear because she thought she didn't get a ticket, we're all going to laugh at her. But you mentioned because you used a tool that your charge was enhanced.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
that's what it was.
When I was 16, I went to jail for breaking into an old barn and stealing a bunch of stuff. I stole a bunch of useless stuff. I did wrong. I was a kid. Now, the owner of the barn said that he had a safe and had 15,000 in there and all that garbage. And there was no such thing. It just didn't happen, but he said it. And I was charged with armed burglary because I used a crowbar to open the door.
Wow.
And so it got burglary and armed burglary because I used a tool. And so, yep, that happened. Yep. Jennifer, I thought that was you we was talking to this morning. It was a hell of a conversation this morning, but yeah.
KK said she's going to create a GoFundMe to bail me out. So I'm covered. I'm good.
That would be awesome. It would be a hell of a story. We'd have to show up with a camera to get you out of jail. It'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be funny. No, it was I got pulled over I didn't even know they pulled people over for this, for a toll violation, because we haven't paid our toll bill. Like, cause we have toll roads down here. Like, we live right off of a toll road. So it's kind of unavoidable to go on it, and we haven't paid it, and we need to, and it's definitely our fault. But the cop was so funny about it. Like, I swear, you know how everybody's like, oh, they have like requirements or quotas to pull people over. I don't necessarily think they have ticket quotas, but I do wonder if they have contact quotas. Like, how many people do they have to come into contact? Because when he pulled me over, he was like, yeah, it's just for a toll violation. We went under the toll thing and it flagged me, because he was in front of me and I knew he was a cop. And then he got over to the left lane and I went ahead of him because he was going slow. And then he got behind me and pulled me over. I was like, what are you pulling me over for? And he was like, no, you were driving perfectly. This is just for a toll violation. You haven't paid your toll bill. So we have to hand out these little postcards and I'm going to write you up a warning and get you out of here. And he wrote me up a warning and handed it to me. And he's like, go light your bonfire this weekend with it. And, if you get pulled over again for it, it's probably not a good thing. If you get pulled over a third time for it, they'll probably write you a ticket, but just be safe and have a great weekend. That's how easy it was. It was so funny, so sweet.
In Florida, we've got toll roads, and you pay by tag. And so probably about every month you get a text message, a scammer telling you to, hey, call this number immediately, or else your tolls are going to increase. And then when you go on the official site, it says, we never call you, we never text you, it's all a scam.
Exactly.
But what they do in Florida is you don't have to pay your tolls until you go to get your tag. When you go to get your tag renewed, instead of it being $50 or $75, it's like, oh, you got $480 to renew your tag, and you're always, what the heck? And they're like, oh yeah, toll violations. You're like, oh, I am gonna act like I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna act like I've never been on a toll road, and then you go pay your tolls and you get your tag renewed.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so,
Idaho, the way the toll roads work out here in Texas, I only lived in Oregon and Texas. Oregon doesn't have them. Here in Texas, we have some lanes that are toll lanes, and then we have whole freeways that are toll freeways. And you just drive. They used to have people in the toll booths back in the day where they took your money, but now they just take pictures of your license plate and then send you the bill in the mail, or you can buy a toll tag, which is basically a barcode that you stick on your windshield, and it scans your barcode and then deducts it from a fund you contribute to. Like, you can set it up for like having $20 in there, and then once the $20 is depleted, it'll bill your card for another $20 and add it to the fund, that kind of thing. So that's how it works. You don't have to stop or anything. You just keep driving, and then they send you a bill in the mail. So it's kind of out of sight, out of mind until you get the bill in the mail, and then you're like, oh yeah, I guess I did go on the toll quite a bit.
yeah. So Alli, the this morning on Discord, Jennifer and Afazi and a few other people were having conversations. I think Linus was in there, and they were somehow it got up to like top 3 prettiest actresses or actors, and of course Linus gave a list of both. And I think they ended up getting Fozzie to admitting to thinking The Rock, Dwayne Johnson's the hottest guy.
Oh, I think I saw some of that. Yeah. Good night, Amanda. Or no, sorry, KK. Good night.
KK, you have a great night, KK. We're going to jump into a Judge Simpson one. That way we can finish this up. Yep. Yeah. And of course, Alli, whenever it come up to my turn, mine was Emily.
That's so sweet, though.
So, no, Emily was sitting right beside me. She had, I'm not allowed,
she typed it, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to say that she had something against the side of my head. But anyways, let's go to Judge Simpson.
Sounds good.
Does call the case. People versus Nanny Wesley.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Sam Bernstein with and on behalf of Ms. Wesley. Nani, can you please state your name for the court?
Yes, my name is Nani Wesley.
Your Honor, we're waiving the preliminary examination. I know there's a bond violation hearing that needs to be addressed.
Yes, you need to address that now.
Your Honor, she will be acknowledging and admitting to the bond violation. And hopefully I can say a few words after that.
Go ahead.
I think we get a Mr.
Your Honor, I did submit some documents to the court. Hopefully Your Honor has had a chance to review those. She's been treating with the Home of New Vision since about April of this year, and she attends AA meetings pretty regularly. Nevertheless, this is...
When did you send the documents?
Yesterday, Your Honor.
Okay, go ahead.
That looks like one of them. She's been treating with Home of New Vision since April. She's going to AA quite a bit. It is a struggle, though, Your Honor, and she admits the struggle. She has gone back to Home of New Vision. She has spoken with them. She's told them about what's going on. They're giving her some things to do to redouble her efforts. I'll just give Your Honor a minute to read if you'd like.
Go ahead.
They've had her go out and get a sponsor. She's been working with a sponsor now. I've attached a letter from her, Your Honor. She's really been pushing Nani to get new strategies in place, new ways of dealing with things, new ways to address her thoughts and behaviors as it relates to drinking. And she appreciates that pushing from the sponsor, Your Honor, and she can tell you that as well.
Go ahead.
She has been putting in some very serious hard work, Your Honor. We're hoping that the court can take that into consideration and please give her a second chance at this, Your Honor. She went to Home of New Vision again this morning, and they hooked her up with a recovery coach. She gave me her card from her, and she says that they've been also giving her new strategies as well in dealing with this. So she does admit the violation, Your Honor. She is a bit ashamed of herself, given that she's trying to put in a serious track record to get to this point. But she's dealing with it as proactively as she possibly can.
Well, then when it was asked about, why didn't she just say what happened?
Freaked out, got nervous. There's no good excuses for it, Your Honor.
Well, but there were numerous times she could have, like a better term, just come clean on it. She didn't do it.
It's hard.
It's not like they just asked her once, and they wanted her to take an ETG, and she sat there and skirted around all of that.
She got scared, Your Honor.
Just let him do anything.
Your Honor, the concern of the people here is that this is a true fourth OWI. Priors in 2005, 2015, and 2018. The alleged BAC at the time of the stop for this case was a .214, and we have a confirmed drinking event while she's on bond. The public safety risk defendant poses is extremely high. People are concerned that if she's not put on a scram, or if there are not other steps taken to keep the public safe about what might happen. This event, fortunately, it seems like it is being taken seriously. History of the defendant with alcohol cannot be ignored by the people. We are requesting either a remand or a scram tether installation before she leaves this immediate vicinity.
How come she didn't take the ETG?
Right then and there, Your Honor.
Hmm?
Right then and there, Your Honor. She did take the ETG. It came back to on-site.
At what point?
I don't know that, Your Honor. Yeah, you of course can talk when the court's ready for you. Yeah. Are you asking Ms. Wesley?
I'll hear from her.
Okay.
Your Honor, I did take it the same day that I was asked to take it. I wasn't in town. I told her I wasn't in town, and she said that I needed to take it, which I did do. I came back to Ypsilanti to take it. I was not in the area.
I guess my question, you took it on what day?
The same day that she requested the 3rd.
Why didn't you tell her you did?
I did tell her, Your Honor.
When?
I told her,
What? Okay, let me ask this. Why was your story changing?
I was nervous when she called me, and I told her that I wasn't in the area right away. And she said, well, where are you? And I said, I'm out of the area. I'm up north. And she said, well, your device isn't up north. It's in Detroit. And I told her that I would come back if she needed me to. And she said, well, I can give you some places where you were at to test. And I said, I will try to make it back so I can do so. And I did do that. I did it the same day she asked me to.
Your Honor, if I may, the report that I received does indicate the testing was done on-site, not community corrections. And I also have that same information, I think the court has as well, where the initial information that's provided by the defendant to community corrections is that she was up north and unable to do that. But that 20 minutes before this contact, GPS and SoberLink said she was in Detroit. And then the defendant said she didn't have it with her, SoberLink.
I didn't physically have it with me, Your Honor. I wasn't with the SoberLink. That's what she was asking me, the corrections officer. And I told her.
Where up north were you?
In Dryden, Michigan.
In where?
Dryden.
So, Your Honor, I mean, bottom line, she did come back to do the ETG knowing that it would be positive and knowing that this court would take that into account. She has been scrambling this past week to try to get things into place. I think with everything she's been doing since April, with what she's doing now in combination with the scram tether would keep her on track, Your Honor.
How is that going to keep her on track?
It'll make sure that she can't drink.
No, she can still drink.
Well, tell her she does.
I promise you.
Much like this did. And then when they call her on it, she starts all kinds of excuses, Mr. Allen.
I'm begging you, Your Honor, I will not. I have at the time did not have a sponsor in place. I have a sponsor now. I'm working with Home of New Vision on a weekly basis. I see the treatment coordinator. She did submit a letter to say that. I told her right away.
Ma'am, this is the fourth time. Then you get caught the fourth time. You're almost 3 times the legal limit. You get a bond. You're out. We put you on a sober link. You drink. Then when you're called on it, you begin this whole thing of going around it and everything. And that's what gets you into treatment.
Well,
so what you want me to do is you want me to take the chance of putting you on a scram tether, allowing you to get behind the wheel of a car, maybe having drank,
Your Honor.
And hurt or kill somebody. Not going to happen.
Your Honor, I won't do that. I have
Bond revoked. Defendant's remanded. I'll adjourn this out 1 week.
We are waiving the preliminary examination.
I'll adjourn it out 1 week. She can do the waiver then, but she's going to do this now. October 24th, 2024, 9 a.m.
It's Thursday. Yeah, that's a lot. That was a lot like Judge Fleischer's case that we watched. What was it, last night? Where he's just like, how can I make sure that he's not going to use this and drive? Kind of the same thing. But she blatantly disregarded his orders, in my opinion. Like, yeah, she needs to be remanded. Like, she drank a lot. I don't know.
Yeah. And then we talked about it before. It irritates the hell out of me. That the judges have to say you got to stop, but how do you just stop? How do you just flick a switch? Okay, well, hell, I guess I don't drink anymore starting today.
Right.
And
if you're an alcoholic, if you drink an actual legit alcoholic, going cold turkey is super dangerous. Like, that's like one of the most deadliest withdrawals is alcohol. I'm pretty sure, like, I know, like, it's really bad. I mean, I've never had to go through it, but I know it's hard and bad and dangerous. Like, you need to have the right tools, the right medication to properly step down. Going cold turkey on someone who is alcohol dependent is really, really hard on their body.
Yeah, I got to figure out what y'all girls see in Mr. Allen. He seems to be a nice guy. But
Mr. Allen,
you can show that courtroom could be burning on fire, and somebody's gonna be like, "Oh hell,
I'll
Mr.
save
Allen
him.
Walked in."
I'll save him.
Yeah, but hell, the way y'all talk about him, he's saving the world.
He is one case at a time. He can save my world anytime he wants.
So while we were watching that, I got distracted. I complimented Linus and told her, I said, your profile picture is so pretty, because I think she's got a pretty profile picture, and she's being nice. She's saying thank you, but staring at myself gets a little awkward. She didn't know she fell into the trap because I already had lined up. I said, like a model with a big ass forehead. So I had to set the trap and just wait for her to fall for it, and she fell for it. So that worked out well. My life is a little better.
Funny.
Hey, everybody.
I told my husband about last night. You're like, my wife's a terrorist. She'll kill you and everybody. I told him that today before he went to work. He thought that was great. He's like, I'm super using that one.
She is. She's awesome. But if there's one person in this world I'm scared of, it's her.
That's the way it should be.
So everybody, you see Linus on the screen. Linus is in the Netherlands. She wants to come and visit. She wants to come and see Court 5 in Harris County. She needs y'all's
and
money.
And NASA with me. And
yep.
NASA with me. I'm going to take her to NASA too, because we're space nerds too.
Yep. And so she needs y'all's money to do it. So go find me.
Please only donate if you have the extra funds. This is not a dire. This is a fun trip. We want to get her here. We want her to have fun. But if you got bills to pay, if you've got other more pressing things, please don't think that we want it. This is a necessity. It's not. It's a fun trip. We love her. We'd love to see her.
I
want to say that too.
No, that's not the notes we went on before the show. Before the show, it was, hey, everybody, before you pay your rent, before you pay your mortgage, make sure you give to Linus.
Yeah, somebody's gonna clip that and use it against us. You know it.
That'll
but
be
yeah,
fine.
no.
Look, something's gonna take me down. It might as well be that.
That's right.
Hey, I'm gonna clip to something real quick. Let's go back to everybody just look at this real quick. We're not gonna go back into this case. In order to have the closed captioning on the bottom and have the comments on top, y'all let me know if that's the screen size there works for y'all. I hate when the screen's not full size, but it's hard to get everything in, so it's hard to get everything in there. So y'all let me know if that works out for you guys. And I can try to put all the videos in that orientation. That way we're not, that way my fat head's not in front of people and we're not, distracting from the video.
Yeah, and if you see things moving around the screen, it's just to get proper placement, because I watch everything with closed captionings and Bill doesn't. And so I brought it actually to his attention. I was like, when you do your really cute, like your funny little words on the screen that are funny, what did I call it? I called it something cool. It was like your commentary, your text commentary. It blocks the closed captioning, or the closed captioning blocks the commentary. So I have to turn off the closed captioning to see what funny thing you wrote and then turn it back on, and it's a whole thing. So I always want to make sure that everybody can see closed captioning, nothing's blocking it. I don't know why it's a neurotic detail that I focus on, but it is. So
no, but it works. I've had people make comments about, hey, enjoy the show, but I can't watch it because the closed captions. For some reason, you have to click a button on whenever you do a live in order for it to allow to have closed captions. And so Idaho's saying something's haunted. I don't know.
The Netherlands, probably, I'm sure.
Yeah, the Netherlands is probably haunted. It's been there forever.
Yeah.
It's been there forever. The Netherlands was so bad when Hitler went storming through, he didn't bother with them.
And Jennifer, my goal is to get 20 pounds on Linus while she's here. That is the goal, is the 20-pound weight gain while she's here. We're going to feed her all the good, yummy Texas fried foods. And yeah, she's going to need 2 plane seats on the way home. That's the goal.
Hey, love you, Nan. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
Oh, thank you, JZ. You're amazing.
Thank you, Jamie. Yeah, and Star, I'm wondering about that. I'm not too worried about anything with Linus, but I'm wondering about that, how she's going to handle the food over here. She gets over here and tries to go to eat McDonald's and realizes it's poison over here. I'm kind of curious how that's going to work for her.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Okay, Alli, Victoria's asking, did you post your pictures from Court 5 or are you keeping them hidden?
No, I did. I didn't take that many. You're the one who took the picture, Victoria. You're the one who took a picture of the judge and us. As far as the Halloween decorations, that's pretty much all I took pictures of, and I did post there. They're somewhere in the long line of Kathy's Discord at someplace. I'll post them in the American Courts Discord. So, go over there. I'll post it in the tab under Court Addicts, so you guys can all venture over there and see them. That gets you guys to go over and join the Discord. So
absolutely. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for coming out here. Jamie, thank you. David, thank you. Everybody, thank you for coming out. We appreciate it. We're going to try to get to the point of doing this show probably 5 nights a week. If there's something that you guys see that you want us to do a show on, we're going to come to it from the different angles of me being a square dad who never done any drugs but has a son who's challenged with that, and I'm trying to figure life out. And Alli coming from it of having struggles on her own and learning from that, and so we're able to come to it from a few different angles. And I'm willing to take a few risks on YouTube. I'm a little braver on some of the stuff with YouTube because I really don't I don't know that YouTube knows the rules. I just think they take down channels when they want to, and so I'd rather have the conversation and get some learning out there than worry about YouTube that much. Thank you.
Yeah,
guys.
absolutely. And Discord is where we're going to continue the conversation. If you have any questions, feel free to jump over there. Any suggestions, feedback.
Alli will be in Discord. Victoria's got a question for you. Go, Victoria. We got to get out of here. Go with your question.
I know this is going to be a smart ass question.
It always is.
It always is. I'm here for it. Lay it on
Jamie.
me.
You have a good night. All right.
It's like the Hanks. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Kathy's Discord is the place. That's where I was at this morning. It was actually enough to where me and my wife had to go somewhere and she had to drive because I had to keep there. Is it offensive to be called a junkie? Alli,
that's a great question. it depends on how you're using it. If you're using it to like call me an asshole, like if you're using it with malice, it's gonna hurt. If you're so, I mean, I don't know, kinda, but I wouldn't get offended if you were just like, if we were having a regular conversation or even a fight and you threw that in my face, I would not like you for that. I would be like, okay, you know, fuck that. Like, don't call me a junkie because that's something that's back then. But if I was an active addiction, like you'd have every right to. Like,
Yeah, and I've talked to my son about it, and I've told him, hey, you know, you're being a junkie. That's not the way to act. You know, and he's, you know, luckily enough, right now he's doing everything he can. He's, you know, he just got an 8-month chip, which I didn't know about the 8-month chips, but he's got that. But I'm with Linus. It seems derogatory, but I tell you, whenever I tell my son, and I'm trying to instigate emotion from him. I'm trying to get him to think about it. Because like he's been in rehab for 8 months. He's doing great. He's, you know, he's got less than a month left, and he can come home. And
that's so amazing.
he's no, well, he's getting itchy. He's, you know, starting to, you know, have issues with roommates, and he's starting to, you know, do that self-sabotage. And it's controlled right now. He's able to, you know, he's really athletic, so he's able to go run for 5 miles, or he's able to go, you know, go to the gym. But you know, he knows about the self-destructive behavior, and he can see himself going down that path, and he's trying to fight it, but he knows it's there. And like Star saying,
Yeah,
someone that's
and
recovered isn't a junkie. No, I agree with you. I think someone that's recovered deserves all the respect in the world, you know, because they went through a disease and come out the other side.
right. And my husband does the same thing that you do. He does it, he uses the word as a point of like attention. Like if I do something that is reminiscent of the old days, he'll be like, that's some junky shit. That's what I'm talking about. Like that's some shit that you used to do back then. And he'll say it to get me to stop and recognize, okay, this is something I really need to take up and notice and correct about myself because I don't want to be that person anymore. So I mean, I I don't know. It's a weird. I guess it's offensive. Like it's definitely not a term of endearment. But do we get like offended? Like, oh my god, how dare you call me that? Like, I'm sure somebody in active addiction doesn't because the truth hurts.
Yeah, well, and that's, yeah. Star saying the word junk comes from heroin. I've heard that, and tough love is necessary. Jennifer, absolutely. And Linus is saying that when she smoked a lot of dope, she finds, or okay. So what Linus is saying is currently she finds it offensive. and then Rebecca's saying it's not a kind word in Australia.
Yeah.
Gosh, damn.
Well, it's definitely not a card. It's not a term of endearment. But I wouldn't. It's not. It's not a slur. I wouldn't categorize it as a slur, as I would just not a nice thing to call people, or I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question. Yes and no. Varying degrees of yes.
But like with my son, he was a junkie. He absolutely was. And
Me too.
he is absolutely not a junkie now. He's an addict, and he knows he's an addict. And like
Right.
Victoria's saying, I think recovering the addict sounds much better. It does. It does,
100%.
but sometimes people have to be slapped with the truth. Sometimes when people are walking down the street looking like a damn zombie, you've got to be able to call them out. And the crazy thing is you feel like you got to call them out because you think they can't see it. You act like they can't tell that their world's falling apart.
Yeah, junkie encompasses so much more than just the actual being addicted to a substance. Like it's not just the fact that you're using a substance or addicted to that substance. It's all of the behavior that goes around with it: the lying, the stealing, the untrustworthiness, the unreliability. That is what encompasses a junkie in my mind. But that's me.
Absolutely. So speaking of junkies, my daughter went to a church camp at a college in DeLand, Florida, called Stetson University, a year or so ago. Well, today me and my wife were going through there, and whenever we were coming through there, we decided to stop and walk around town. Do the little touristy thing, walking around. And I took a little video with my drone. We're about to get done with our video, and I'm going to play that out. It's a little 2-minute video of what we did there. Fozzie wants more. Fozzie wants more drone videos. Here you go. Here's some more drone videos. There's a cute little theater there Me and my wife's
Yeah,
gonna
that
have to
was
check
so
out.
cool. I love that. That
Yeah,
theater was great.
it's only about 40 minutes away from our house, and they have a lot of cover bands there, and it's actually funded by the community, by the county pays for the entertainment there.
Oh, nice.
And as we were walking around, we found their rehearsal studios. And so we're going to really have to check that out. Hold on. Jennifer had a good comment there. She usually says in recovery and leave off the addict. Sometimes they find that offensive too. Yeah.
Yeah, I usually say I'm a recovering addict or in recovery, or I preface it when I was in active addiction. Like I differentiate it that way because like I'm still an addict. Like if you put a bottle of Oxy in front of me right now, I would take as much as I could and it would be gone probably in a matter of days because I know myself that way. I loved getting high of Oxy. Like I'm not gonna. There's no other way to say it. I loved it. It was that high was great. Being addicted to it and dependent on it and living that life was torture, and I hated every minute of it. So if it was here, would I actually do it? No, because I know it would lead to a lot of bad stuff. But yeah, that's active addiction. I'm still an addict. I'm always going to be an addict. It's just a part of me. Like
But
I'm not going to be able to change it.
and
But
and
yeah.
and I'm like that with cake. And it sounds stupid, but like I told my son, I get it. I get it because I want to be thinner. I want to lose weight. I want to, I want to look great like he does. But I get it. You still put a piece of cake in front of my face. I'm going to say, yeah, I'll just exercise more tomorrow. I'll just do something more tomorrow.
Yeah, that's
And
me.
it sounds simple. It sounds simple, but no, addiction is addiction. It just comes in different forms. I've never tried Oxy, and I wouldn't. I'm fairly certain if you had to cut my leg off, you're just gonna have to cut it off without any because that stuff scares the hell out of me. Because I've seen good people. I've seen nurses that are really truly respected lose their jobs and go to prison over stealing patients' medicine because
Yeah.
they got in a car accident a few years ago and they got addicted to pain medicine because of the accident. And then when their doctor cut them off cold turkey, they had to go to stealing it from patients. And
Yep.
so when you take a 40, 45-year-old woman who's got the whole world in front of her, got all kinds of education, all kinds of common sense, and bring her to the level of junkie, you start to realize that stuff's poison, that stuff's dangerous. And so I don't,
Ooh.
I don't know
Throw.
that.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Continue.
I'm just saying I don't know that there's a situation that I would want to, in other words, I don't know that I could ever just consciously take that stuff. Now, if I got in an accident and I woke up and they had me with a good IV cocktail of it, yeah,
I
might
worry
just
all the time because I have a surgery upcoming probably in the next year or two that I know I'm probably gonna have to get a hysterectomy, and the pain management side of it terrifies me because I don't want to be in pain. I'm not good. I've lived my whole life in pain. I don't like being in pain, so I want my pain to be adequately managed, but I also don't want to run the risk of being addicted. So like that's why all my whole care team would be involved in that. Like my addiction counselor at the methadone clinic would be involved, and my doctor would be involved. My husband would be involved. My parents would be involved. They would be the ones. My husband specifically would be the ones to have the medicine locked up where I don't have access to it at all. He would be the one dispensing it. So we make sure that we strictly have a handle on it because I don't want to fall into that again. It's absolutely not worth it. And throw the goat. I don't know if I'm going to share the full story because it's a very dark, dark story of what made me stop using.
When
But ultimately, it was a rock bottom moment. It involves an attempt on my own life, my dog saving me, and my husband finding out in the worst way imaginable the whole truth I had been hiding from him for 7 years. So yeah, it was a dark day, but once he found out and my secret wasn't a secret anymore, I was immediately in to treatment and never touched it again. And I was always afraid of telling him because I hit it what I thought was amazingly well. And he had some questions. Like he wasn't stupid about it. Like he asked me a lot of questions. I think denial had a lot to do with it too. And I explained away the most random shit with the most random stories, and he bought it. I don't know how. Again, I think that's where denial sometimes plays a role in that. And I didn't tell him because he always said, if I ever find out that this is what you're really doing, I'm going to leave you. Like, which
and
was
that
an
just
empty threat, but I didn't know that back then.
right, but that just tells you how stupid us men are. Because we we'll say some dumb stuff like that, acting as if something like that's going to work. But in the end, it comes down to us guys. We don't have anything else to offer. If we're not a piece of garbage, it's not like we can just hit you. I'm just saying there's no circumstance that would ever make me want to hit my wife.
Right.
And so since I don't have that option because I'm not garbage, I have to be strong. Now, luckily enough, she hasn't put me in a position like that.
Well,
she's
and then from his perspective, when I was in active addiction, we were struggling. I was spending every dime we had on drugs. Like, we were living out of a hotel hand to mouth. Like, anything that wasn't absolutely dire, like between our food and the roof over our head, I would just take the money and say I paid the bills and then would spend it on drugs. And we were
yeah.
broke. I mean, broke. And my husband was spending all of his waking hours at work working for money. And I was taking the money and immediately turning around and using it for drugs, telling him I had medical issues. I was a terrible person. When I tell you I was a bad person, I'm not saying that with like any type of like hint of irony or humility. I was genuinely not a good person.
Yeah, and I get that because there's been plenty of times in our life. We've been married 26 years now. There's been plenty of times where it's just work. If you can, work 18, 20 hours a day, doing whatever you can just to keep up. It's easy to not see what's there. And so
Yeah, and I don't think he wanted to, and he wanted to believe me. Why wouldn't he want to believe me? He loves me. He trusts me. He didn't think anything was wrong. He was hoping nothing was wrong. But the long and the short of it is, once he found out, I was saved. Like, I should have told him years ago, but I was too scared to lose him. And I was always thinking, I'm going to get off of it. I'm going to figure out a way to taper down or figure out some way to get into a clinic without him knowing. But it's literally like the same day he found out, the next day I was at a methadone clinic and haven't touched it since. So it was the worst day and the best day.
well, good. Well,
yeah.
Star saying you weren't a terrible person. You had a disease that influenced everything about
Yeah.
you.
100%, and I appreciate you saying that. Yeah, I get that. I was a bad person in addiction. When I was who I was back then is not who I am genuinely at all. I hated who I was back then.
Well, maybe on the next
Never
show,
wanna go back.
and we need to do probably do a little researching on it. Is she's talking about you had a disease that influenced everything about you. I hear that and I understand that to a point. There's another point where I don't, because people can't decide to stop cancer. People can't decide to stop, other diseases. But we just in this country, we, just like with this here, if you get in an accident, if you get in a car accident and you have no drugs in your system, but you're caught with a gun and it's found to be illegal, part of your bond condition is no drinking, no drugs. And so how do you check into a rehab that day when you got arrested for something else?
Right.
And so I just don't know how you stop a disease. And so I get that alcoholism is a disease, because I see my son who doesn't want to. It's destroying his life, but he has to. It's, in other words, it's a part of him. And so I get the idea that it's a disease. I don't understand how it's a disease that you're expected to be able to stop.
Right. And people think because it's a choice to do drugs, you can just choose not to. It's like, okay, put your hand on a hot stove and keep it there and choose to keep it there. You can do it.
Yeah. No.
But would you?
No, thank you.
No.
All right.
So,
Well,
but thanks for everybody coming out. I appreciate you guys taking the time to spend your Saturday evening with us. Again, check out the Discord. Any questions, conversation can continue over there. Any suggestions? I love feedback. I love hearing from you guys. So please check out the Discord. It's over at American Courts. We've got a little tab underneath that's Court Addict. You want to say your goodbye too?
No, I'll just
No,
go.
I didn't think
No,
so.
I'll just go.
Good idea.
Hey, thank you, everybody. I'm going to throw over to that drone video. If nothing else, it's just giving Fozzie something to watch on the way out. So you guys have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow night. You want to do one tomorrow night?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much to the mods. You guys are great. Thank you, Star, for coming out and being new here. Thank you for being
Thanks
so
for
active.
the new memberships, the super chats. Really appreciate it.
Yep,
That's
all
amazing.
all
Incredible.
that other stuff. Thank you, everybody, for your support. Jennifer, I'll see you over in Discord. We'll talk to you later.
Are you there?
Yep.